For the bond types, first you have to understand what is bond indenture. Okay, so bond indenture is a contract which specifies the right and obligation of the issuers and holders. So what is the right each party has, what is the obligation each party has. So indenture is a contract which specifies the right and the obligation. Okay, now so every bond issue will have an indenture. So and in this indenture can go very specific also. So it can go as to which are the dates at which the bonds will be called. This can go very specific also. Okay, now in indenture you will find that there are covenants. Okay, what are covenants? Covenants are what you say is like it can be an obligation, it can be said as obligation, or it can be a restriction also. So when a covenant is obligation, that means the bond issuer says that he will be doing this. So he will be doing this. Restrictions means like okay, he will not, he is restricted from doing this. So as a result you have what is known as affirmative covenants. Affirmative covenants are the actions that the bondholder says that he will perform. So please note that you will see bond issuer. So you'll see that bond issuer is also called as borrower, because he will issue a bond, he will take the money. So bond issuer is also known as borrower. So bond issuer and bond borrower are one and the same thing. Bondholder and investor. So bondholder and investor are also one and the same thing. So bondholder, investor is the same thing. So bond issuer is same as the borrower, bondholder is same as the investor. Okay. So here what we are seeing, the affirmative covenant, the borrower says that he will perform this, or the bond issuer says that he will perform all these actions. Okay. So some of this is like okay, he will say that I will maintain some financial resource, but he will say okay, I will ensure that my debt will not be very high, so my debt equity will be like this, or it will like, or he will say that I will maintain the debt equity, he will maintain let's say between 1 to 1.5 or less than 1.5 he will maintain. There can be a restriction on maintenance of what is called as the interest coverage ratio. Interest coverage ratio is the earning before interest and tax, which is essentially your operating profit divided by the interest, because he will generate these cash flows and he will pay the interest. So EBIT by I is what is known as interest coverage ratios.